Thank you for visiting Wealthy Coins again. This leak has officially validated the Shiba Inu bull run. Today's Shiba news. While the Shiba Inu community is understandably delighted with Shiba's January performance, a feeling of market uncertainty has resurfaced as the month draws to a close. However, as we near the end of the month, the market is once again filled with uncertainty, particularly in relation to its performance in February. For Shiba Inu investors, the most important event coming up is the FOMC meeting. Shiba Inu holders can have a better grasp of how the FOMC meeting impacts their portfolio by having a solid grasp of what the meeting entails. The major highlight of the meetings, which take place every 3 weeks, is the revision of the federal fund rate. Banks borrow money from the Federal Reserve at this rate. In light of the recent release, we will discuss the Shiba Inu bull run in this video, presenting today's Shiba news. To view our most recent videos, please subscribe, share, and give us a big thumbs up. Now let's get the video started. The federal fund rate is a tool for economic stability that the Federal Reserve employs. Borrowing money becomes more affordable at a lower rate, which facilitates investment by making liquidity more accessible. Conversely, borrowing money becomes less attractive and investment becomes less likely when the rate is higher. As a component of its quantitative tightening strategy to control inflation, the Federal Reserve raised the federal fund rate during most of 2022. Following the most recent FOMC meeting, Shiba Inu and the market as a whole saw a positive increase. This is due to the fact that, in contrast to last month's announcement, the Federal Reserve only raised interest rates by 0.5% or 50 basis points. As a result of the lower FFR, investors believed the Fed was reducing the pace of its aggressive rate hike. Along with this came news that the Fed's fight against inflation was successful. The FOMC is next expected to meet on January 31st and February 1st. The Federal Reserve is rumored to be planning a 25 basis point increase to the FFR. Renewing purchasing pressure on Shiba might occur if this proves to be accurate, as it would lend credence to optimistic views. If this were to happen, it would break through the $0.000123 level of resistance that has been there for the past many days. If a price rally materializes, Shiba Inu investors should brace themselves for a 14% price leap to the next Fibonacci resistance line. A rate hike over that might fool investors and cause Shiba Inu prices to drop again. In the event of a 10% or larger correction, it will likely return to levels near or below its 200-day moving average. On occasion, market reactions precede the official release of the FOMC minutes. People in powerful positions may be aware of the Federal Reserve's rate decision ahead of time according to certain theories. This means that some market players may have special access that gives them an advantage when making decisions. Curiously, there was a small increase in Shiba Inu's weighted mood index over the past 2 days. The market may be showing signs of optimism again if this holds. In light of the current consensus that a 25 basis point increase is likely, this does not prove that investors predict another jump. Price volatility has dropped marginally over the past several days, but it's possible that another spike is around the corner. This is due to the fact that this week's trading activity could be influenced by the FOMC data. The results of exchange flows are also indicative of this. In recent days, there has been a marked decline in the supply on exchanges, although the situation is exactly reversed when looking at supply outside of exchanges. Even if the FOMC opts for a steeper rate hike than expected, a bearish pivot can still occur within the allotted time. There will probably be more directional momentum now that the official data is out. The following trend presents potential for short-term gains that SHib traders and investors can seize. In the past week, Benzinga has looked at the future of many investors' favorite equities. With the tech-heavy Nasdaq at the forefront of market gains, the optimistic sentiment that began 2023 on Wall Street persisted this week. The Nasdaq ended the week 4.32% higher, the S&P 500 2.47% higher, and the Dow Industrials 1.81% higher. Economists had predicted a 2.6% increase in fourth quarter GDP, but the Commerce Department announced a 2.9% increase on Thursday. Following a 5.5% gain in November and below economist projections of a 5.5% gain, the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index climbed 5% in December, according to Friday's report by the Bureau of Economic Analysis. Two popular meme cryptocurrencies are Shiba and Doge. As a component of the Shiba Inu project, the Shiba token is part of the Ethereum network. Despite its comedic origins, the cryptocurrency Doge has grown a sizable user base since its 2013 launch. You should think of both of them as high-risk investments due to their extremely volatile prices. For a long time, Dogecoin was the only meme coin that people knew about. The combination of speculative investments and sudden price declines causes huge rallies on a regular basis. In 2020, the Shiba Inu coin entered the market as a rival. A spoof of Dogecoin is what this is being marketed as. Compared to Dogecoin, Shiba Inu has fared better during this period. Naturally, this was due to the fact that the initiative is still in its infancy. Thus, the potential losses outweigh the gains. Shiba Inu might have also failed or had very little price gains, just as other meme coins. Compared to Dogecoin, the risk with the Shiba Inu coin in 2023 is higher, but the payout might be even higher. Dogecoin might be better off with the Shiba Inu since meme coins are so dangerous to invest in. Dogecoin, Doge and Shiba Inu, three meme coins with a doc theme, are among the most decentralized digital assets available, according to a senior executive of Cyber Capital, an investment business. The company's chief investment officer Justin Bonds informs his Twitter followers that Doge and Shiba are two of the 32 supposedly decentralized cryptocurrencies among the top 50. Only 32 of the 50 most popular coins may be considered truly decentralized. Despite the fact that decentralization is a spectrum concept, we can still answer yes or no. Remember that in reality, things could be different from how they appear on paper. The price of Shiba Inus has cooled down following a strong start to the new year. The digital doc coin has increased in value by 60% since January 1st, giving the Shiba Inu price a new narrative all its own. Top Ethereum whales use Shiba Inu smart contracts and tokens more than any other, according to Whale Stats. The Shiba Inu beta launch has sparked a great deal of interest in Shiba Inus. The chief developer of Shiba Inus, Satoshi Kusama, has dropped indications that Valentine's Day, February 14th, would be the premiere date of Shiba Inu. In the midst of the Shiba Inu debut, whales have bought Shiba Inus but are selling Shiba till December. In the last day, the top Ethereum whales have bought more Shiba Inu smart contracts than any other. With a 2% increase over the past 24 hours, the current price of Shiba is $0.00001204. The Shiba Inu may still have a lot of room to grow in the next few months. Shiba Inu could see a surge in popularity after the release of Shiba Inu. Higher speed, more scalability, and reduced transaction costs are just a few of the exciting new features of the next Layer 2 blockchains. The possibility of burning trillions of tokens is another consequence of Shiba Inu. Like any other product, cryptocurrency is subject to the rules of supply and demand. Token prices will rise in response to a sharp reduction in supply and maintained or increased demand. Finbold reports that Shiba remained popular last year, as it was the third most viewed cryptocurrency. But Binance hasn't explained why it decided to withdraw the coin. According to several accounts, Shiba's poor liquidity is the reason behind it. Still, there's a lot more cause for concern for Binance. There was a surge in concern over the exchange's viability when it withdrew from a last-minute deal to rescue FTX. Whatever the case may be, Binance has announced massive hiring, which means that they are dedicated to expanding the business, despite the fact that this is causing some controversy among investors. So